and it's going through Mike McCarthy. Like Jerry Jones' message is being displayed from Mike McCarthy. It's not Mike McCarthy's words. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like that is pretty much the same guy that's there. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be, but that's just my theory on that one there. But yeah, if I'm Dallas, you gotta sign him, man. Like I don't understand what the holdup is. Like if he wants to be like the highest paid quarterback at this point, you got to kind of make him happen because he's not going to be the highest paid quarterback starting next year once Patrick Mahomes gets his money. So do you want to wait until Mahomes gets his money and then you want to try to match that, Like pay him, like give him what he need, give him what he's asking for. If he's asking like for $40 million and you may not think he's worth it, but the quarterback market kind of resets itself as the season progresses. Like there's a point in time that Joe Flacco was the highest paid quarterback in the league. And nobody in the league thought that Joe Flacco was the best quarterback in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the pay isn't always going to match the production per se, but it kind of balances itself out as the seasons progress.
It happens all the time. I mean, your Flacco example was excellent, but it's happened with Stafford.
Right.
It's happened where Sam Bradford was the last guy to get that big rookie deal that finally they changed. But he made millions and millions of dollars. Kirk Cousins, right? Nobody thought he was the greatest quarterback ever. I think he ended up the second or third highest QB in the NFL. It's kind of what the market dictates.
Yes.
And you might be exactly right. Sign Dak while it's controllable, while it's not completely bananas, right? I mean, go out there, sign the guy. I don't think there's a player more deserving than Dak of getting a contract. You can win with him. He's coachable. He's everything you're looking for. He's a stud. He's marketable, right? You're the Dallas Cowboys. You're America's team. He's the face of the franchise. Pay the man. That's the final thing I'll say on that one.
Simple as that, man. I 100% agree with you there. All right, so we pretty much, and then New Orleans, they're pretty much like Drew Brees is going back. What do you think about Taysom Hill? You think,
I don't know, man. To me, he's a gadget guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a pro ready quarterback. He's shown some flashes of success because he's been a gadget guy. And you know what? Tim Tebow showed some flashes of success as a gadget guy.
Right.
Ronnie Brown in the Wildcat offense looked like a pretty good quarterback sometimes as a gadget guy. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't see him stepping in at, by the way, already like 30 years old because he went on a mission or something like that.
Yeah. For
his faith or something like that. So he's already a little older. He's not some young kid that's going to grow into the position. He's not some young stud. He's already 30. I don't know. I think he's a capable backup. You bring him in doing the fun stuff that he does out there. He's a great athlete. You put him at H-back, you put him at tight end. He's a gunner on the punt coverage, all that. Wants to be a starting quarterback. I think that any team that takes that leap with him, you're kidding yourself on what you're actually going to get there.
Yeah, I feel you there.
And you're right, man. We didn't talk about New Orleans specifically, but we kind of talked about them by proxy because we mentioned a lot about Bridgewater, their situation there. Breeze has already come out and said that he's sticking around for another year. So I think Taysom Hill's the backup. He continues to do the kind of gadget-style plays that he did last year, and I'm hoping for any NFL team that's it.
And I think you hear a lot of this Taysom Hill becoming a starter thing based off of what Lamar Jackson did in Baltimore. And like there's he's the same type of quarterback where he's athletic and he has a decent arm. You could build an offense around him. And I'm like, okay, but you can't base that off of Lamar Jackson because Lamar is just a different breed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson is one of the craziest prospects we've ever seen at the quarterback position. And to say that you can build an offense based off of what Lamar did around Taysom Hill because he has similar qualities, that's very ignorant and it's a little lazy to kind of just come up with some shit like that. I feel like
you could build an offense around anyone. That doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You could build an offense around him, sure, but is that the most effective route to go? Absolutely not. Let him keep doing what he's doing. He's a great football player, right? Yeah. I don't dislike the guy. I think he's a great football player. As a franchise quarterback, though, I don't think there's any way I take the leap if I'm my last attempt here at playing GM that I reach out to that guy as I'm not giving him the call. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I think we did a pretty good job this quarterback carousel, man. I think
we did a great job.
Yeah, we touched on every team. We touched on pretty much all the top
pretty good, he says.
Free agent quarterbacks and prospects coming out and whatnot. So I think we can go ahead and wrap that up. Any last words you want to say here?
Well, it's been a pleasure. It was my first time officially co-hosting I appreciate it. If you've listened this far, it's amazing. Thank you so much. I would ask that you continue to do so in the future. Really appreciate you reaching out to me to be here full time. I'm excited to get this ball rolling, man, and hopefully it's the start of something great here.
Yeah, man, we got some really big future plans coming, hopefully, man, and I'm not going to give too much detail, but yeah, man, I appreciate you accepting the offer, and it's really great to have you on the show. I always said that anytime that I had you on the episodes, those are some of my favorite ones to do. So I'm glad to officially be able to talk to you every week about different topics and whatnot. And yeah, man, let's keep this train rolling. It's always a good time doing this. So yeah, man, that's all. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Make sure that you go and like us on Facebook, the Facebook page. It is literally Sports Your Enthusiasm Sports Podcast on Facebook. You can search it there and go and like the page. Also, we have a Twitter account as well, and that is at SYE Pod. Email us any questions, any comments, any topics that you want us to talk about. You can always email us, Sports Your Enthusiasm Podcast at gmail.com. Literally the name of the podcast itself at gmail.com. Simple as that. And yeah, also we are officially, again, you heard it at the beginning, but we are officially part of the Push Start Media Network. So you'll be able to find this podcast on the website there, and then being distributed amongst other platforms as well, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcasts at. But that's pretty much that. If you haven't listened to this podcast before, at the end of every podcast, I have a saying here. I want you to stay hydrated. I need you to drink more water.
That's super important, man.
Super important.
It can't be understated that you need to stay hydrated. That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. Drink more water, people.
And yeah, last thing for me, again, I really thank anyone that's listened along this far. Please continue to do so. Get those likes out there. If you're listening, you've probably already listened to me on Facebook or otherwise, trying to tap in. But remember, man, cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion. That's my man Maynard James Keenan coming out right there. And please pass this along if you can. Let others hear it as well. It'd really be helping me out. Really be helping my man Bryce out here. And we love you for listening.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you soon.